Hello, this is a Bluthner style 8 gram piano. It's 190 centimeters long, 6 foot 3 inches long, made in 1928. That's unusual for a Bluthner of this length. Most of them are made before 1925 and therefore patent action pianos. This is a roller action piano, just like any other piano, or nearly all other pianos, and all modern pianos are now roller lever action. I'll try and show you what that means, and we haven't got another Bluthner here, but you'll have seen plenty of other videos of patent Bluthner action. So this one's unusual, and we're extremely pleased to have got it into stock. It's been fully restored. The casework's been French polished. It's rosewood and in pretty immaculate condition. Just have a look at some of the grain, and rosewood's always very spectacular. Slightly different, this younger rosewood, from the older ones, so it's figured slightly differently. So you can see the beautiful contrast of the grain. It's just rosewood. It's not too reflective, as you can see, so you can see the grain really well. We didn't French polish this one, though the firm that did is very experienced at French polishing and restoring, and have done what we would have done, not make it too reflective, so you can see the grain. I'm sorry, it's a bit lodged against this black piano. We did photograph it before it was put in this position, so the photographs show some of the grain on the piano as well. But now it's lodged against this black piano. But you can see this down the side there, very beautiful grain, and it's immaculate in every way. So there's a very slight fade line on the top, which I'll show you later on, as it's being kept in a light environment. But you can see that integrates very well with the back. So. And you can see the rosewood grain. It's typical rosewood, really, but slightly different from the older rosewood. So there's the top blue, and you can see, if you look at the back where it's been held back, so many times I've mentioned this. I hope it's not bored you if you've seen so many of my videos, but it's important. A lot of people come new to the videos and don't maybe not heard the old ones. So a very slight fade line you can see there. Now if you keep it shut like this, then obviously the fade line will tend to merge in better. So if we put this lid back, you can see that there is it's been kept like that. So it doesn't take very long for a line to appear. So if you have got a piano that you've had French polished recently, do keep it closed some of the time, open some of the time, and then it will fade in. Obviously it's best to keep it in a not such a light environment. You don't really want to cover the piano because you want to appreciate it, but some people do cover them, and obviously that would keep it immaculate. That's possible if you want to retain its value, but it doesn't devalue very much with a slight fade line like that. At least I don't believe it does, really. It doesn't detract too much. Let's look at the fall here, and again you can see the beautiful rosewood grain. So just featuring this a bit longer than usual, because it's unusual to have a Bluthner style 8 of this age, and the advantage is it does have a roller action. So if you want that rather than a patent action, which is fine, the patent action, it's just that the roller action, it repeats a bit faster. Sorry, I'm talking about the action and looking at the piano, but I just think it's so beautiful. Let's look down at the bottom here, and again French polished extremely well, as firm does excellent French polishing. Pedals are 7 centimeters from the floor, which is normal for most pianos, and that's 60 centimeters depth here. So if you're very tall, that's perhaps slightly less than you would like. So some grands go up to 62, and the pedals go down to say 5 or 4 even for some Bluthners and Bechsteins mostly, but you could still raise the casters up a little bit, and that'll give you a bit more legroom if you were very tall. Now, unlike most ivory key of original ivory keys, these are one piece, and I don't think they've been replaced. So there's a 1928 and one piece ivory, but I'm really not sure. So if you're more experienced than I am with key tops, we don't have a line here which is front and back joined, and you can see the grain. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the video, but it's definitely ivory and not plastic. So that's an advantage if you really like ivory. It feels beautiful, though nowadays you have to get a certificate to sell ivory pianos, so ivory keyed pianos, but this is definitely ivory, so that's important to know. I can actually see the swirls there at all, not really on this video, but I can see them live. So looking at the acoustic side of the piano, it's got it's been restrung recently. Not quite sure exactly when. Looking at the colour of the strings, I would say probably 15 years ago, but we're not really sure about that, because obviously they're extremely bright when they're brand new. Looking at the tuning pins, they're very tight. That's really important. The piano's at A441, so it's already at pitch. It's just come in. We haven't tuned it, and it's already extremely stable. On the soundboard here, you can see the decal and the serial number 113110, which allows us to date the piano. And you'll see the latest date on here is 1922. That's original, I think, because normally when a piano is fully restored recently, then they have 1927. It's a decal that you get in Bluthner Centre use the same one, and restorers use the same ones. So I think that's the original decal, and the soundboard looks perfect. So when the piano was restored, it was fitted with new top and bottom action. So that's the hammers, shanks and rollers and the lever underneath, and everything is new, as you can see, and they're Renner parts, the whole lot. We can see the name Renner on the hammer. If we zero in, I think you can just about see that Julius Renner and Stuttgart. If you had Stuttgart only, you still know it was Renner, because often this is shaved off, obviously, if the hammer's worked on, then that can disappear altogether, so you may not see it. But the red is also indicating, and the style of the, if you're used to it, the style of the felt is Renner felt. I'm just checking in the centre of the keyboard here, and we can see the hammers of extremely little wear. Just enough playing in for us to voice it, and fine voice, and get the best tone we can out of the piano. Now, interestingly, on the side of the action here, the bass end, we have something written, Wheatcroft. It's upside down, so I'll try and turn it round for you, or you might be able to read it upside down. So it says Wheatcroft 85, and there's the word ivory there. It's very clear, the second word here, but I'm not sure what this first word is. Plute, so presumably describes the type of ivory, and it's one piece ivory, so a bit of a mystery, and I'm hoping this might help to solve it, because I'm surprised to find one piece ivory on this age of piano. So most of the work was already done before we got this piano. Just tried to show some, the only real defect was a very slight fade line at the back there. We've reweighted the action a bit more than it was before, so here we get 52 grams, 54 grams, 52 plus or minus 2 grams is very acceptable, and we're very happy with that. Upweight 31 here. If it's any lower than 20 grams, it's too low. Depends on the piano. Obviously, you might like to comment on that if you're in the trade. You need to increase the down weight, and then obviously the up weight is going to increase as well. The up weight is the weight you put on, and the key comes back up. So the up weight is the maximum weight placed on the key, and it will still go up. This is 31 grams. It's got to be measured with my foot on the sustain pedal, and if I lift my finger off, it's just going up slowly. If I take one of these off, it goes up quite quickly, and if I put an extra one on, it goes up slowly. So measured with 32 grams, it doesn't quite get there, so I've called that 31 grams. So down weight 52 grams, again my foot on the pedal and just tapping underneath the keyboard to make it go down, and that's not quite going all the way down. With lubricating the rollers will probably make it slightly smoother, and it'll go all the way down. So let's compare the tone of it with other pianos in the showroom. This is a Bösendorfer 170 made in 1925. And a fully restored Steinway Model B made in 1926. So it's a Bluthner style 8-gram piano made in 1928, which, as I mentioned before, is unusual. most Bluthner style 8 pianos, which we love, are older pianos. So pre-1925 means they're going to be a patent action piano, and this is a roller action piano. Bluthner changed to doing roller actions in about 1925, and obviously that means you can repeat slightly better. I've got videos on the difference between the patent action and the roller action, so it's worth looking if you're interested and can't quite decide whether you are okay with the patent action. It's perfectly alright if you don't do fast repetition like you might have, say, in Rhapsody in Blue, but I don't repeat that fast in my playing anyway, so it doesn't matter. But certainly the tone of the older Bluthners is wonderful, and this is unusual to get a Bluthner, as I say, of this length, 1928. They're nearly all Model 4 or 4As, which are shorter pianos. They're 5 foot or 5 foot 6, 5 foot 7. So such a rich bass sound, and the break point there can tell no difference at all really between where the tenor strings end and the bass strings start, the copper wound ones. That's a sign of an excellently, beautifully made piano. So if you're interested, please do write to us, info@robertspianos.com, and let us know what you think. If you'd like to try the piano out for a while, that's a possibility. Certainly we want to serve, and we obviously need to sell pianos, so let us know what you like to do. Thank you very much for listening.